This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Hey, Betsy.
Marcy.
How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm really good. I wanted to make an announcement for any of our listeners in Texas / the Austin area. We're going to be at the 2018 Austin Sketch Fest.
Yeah, we are.
We're going to do a live podcast show.
Yeah. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah. So we're going to be Friday, May 20. I don't know. Wait, why can't I know what day it is? Oh, brother, you guys.
Whatever the Friday is at the end of the month
It's
of May.
Friday, May 25th at 8 p.m. at the Spider House Ballroom.
Ooh, a spider ballroom.
Come see Funny Feeling live, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun.
We'll post some ticket information so you can make sure you can come out.
Yeah.
If you have any friends in Texas or Austin, tell them
Tell
to
them
see
to come.
Funny Feeling live May 25th at 8 p.m. Spider House Ballroom.
Yeah.
That was just our promo stuff, right? I mean, it'll be official later, I guess, when I get a real link for the tick.
When we get a real link for what's going on.
Betsy, do you have a spooky story?
Oh, Marcy, I do. It takes place in a very old mining town in Colorado.
Ah, my favorite kind of
You
town.
love old mining towns.
I really do. I
Do
like the
you?
smell of mines.
Oh, really?
That cold, damp.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
It's kind of nice. Like, especially in the summer. When you, like, go visit a mine, and you're like, ooh, it's, like, cooler.
Yeah, I think it's great.
It's a cool. It's
And
neat.
also terrible and scary, I guess.
Very
but yeah.
horrifying, because you never know when that shit's going to crumble. But whatever.
Hey,
so
not our problem.
I'm going to tell you about a saloon
Okay.
in this town called Leadville, Colorado.
Ooh.
Which is, like...
It's full of lead.
It's full of lead. It's constantly competing to be the highest town in the United States.
With who?
With this other town that's very close to it that I grew up by called Alma town.
It is Alma. Who's winning currently?
I don't know who's
How
winning
did they get
currently.
higher?
I mean,
They,
you
like,
build
go-
a building or something. I don't know how it works.
So if they're like, go put a mound of dirt on
Yeah,
the top
and then
of the
we'll be tallest. But it's a very high town at 10,200 feet.
Woof.
Is like the base of it. And then it's like, so my parents moved there when I was in college just for a few years. And I would come home to visit, and you would like walk up the stairs in the house, and I would be winded.
Oh, yeah.
For a while. Because it was hard to fucking breathe,
I
man.
mean, yeah.
It was tough, but it's a fun little, weird little town.
You have to adjust your baking temperatures as well.
Yeah. I remember actually when I first, because I grew up in the mountains of Colorado, and I remember when I first, and I went to school in the mountains of Colorado.
Yeah, she's a mountain woman,
I'm
guys.
a mountain woman. But when I first moved to California, I remember making pasta, and my water boiled so quick.
You're like,
And,
holy
and I called my
cow.
parents. I was like, you guys, my water is boiling so fast. And they're like, oh, yeah, because you're not high up in the altitude now. I'm like, oh, cool.
You know, it's really funny. I'm from a very low-lying area.
Yeah.
I'm from Louisiana,
Yeah.
so we're below sea level where I'm from.
Yes.
So out here, it seems like it takes a long time to boil.
Well, let's go up to the mountains because it takes
Because
forever.
the altitude is high. I'm at the foothills of the Los Angeles mountain,
Yeah.
like the Santa Monica mountain range now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, it's so crazy how high the altitude is here.
Yeah. Do you have trouble breathing?
I mean, yeah, but I need to really get my weight under control. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Terribly fat. Okay, let's go.
No, you aren't. You're doing great.
Thanks. I'm beautiful.
So yeah, it's an old like ghost town that was built because there was a bunch of silver all around it.
In
And
Leadville. Very misleading.
yeah. So it was a huge silver town, and like at one point in the 19th century, it was the second most popular town in the state of Colorado, to where they were thinking of making it the capital of Colorado. Like it was a huge booming
Just
town.
so many
because of
people
silver.
there.
Yes, so many people there looking for silver. Like, and they're
You never had to worry about werewolves. Never had to worry about vampires.
that's why people wanted silver.
Yeah.
Is to
Werewolves.
get rid of those werewolves.
Shoot them with a silver bullet.
Them. And now it feels like kind of a ghost town. Like there's a community, but it is like, oh, this
There's
is
a lot of empty
old-timey-
buildings and
This is an old place where you would be blown away to hear like it used to be very popular. But it's a cool
a lot
little
of
town.
places with wooden porches.
Lots of wooden porches. But it's a cool town, and it's haunted as shit.
Nice.
One of the most haunted places is an old saloon, and it's still kicking. And we would go whenever we would visit my parents, and we would go to the saloon, and it's fun. It's a funny, old timey, spooky saloon. And in 1879, this saloon opened across from the Tabor Opera House, built by this mining millionaire dude named Horace Tabor. And he supposedly hid his money in this saloon so that his ex-wife couldn't get to it.
Man.
And he divorced her to marry a way younger lady named Elizabeth Baby Doe McCourt.
No.
That's just a little history for you.
Horace is a rich person's name.
Horace is, you were born rich.
Because if you were poor and your name was Horace, they would call you Porous so fast.
Oh, of course.
Porous.
Horace. You're so porous, Horace.
Can't even afford a walking chorus.
Where it's like Oliver,
And that's who, like,
people
just-
are like, oh, Oliver.
Oliver. Oh, more. Give me some more.
Give me some more.
All right.
More. Okay, so now for the spooky stuff. Okay, there are apparently a bunch of ghosts hanging out at this Silver Dollar Saloon. That's what it's called.
Ooh.
It's called the Silver Dollar Saloon. And there are photos around the saloon of like ghosts of what people think. Yeah, or
Wait, so they've caught an
think
apparition on
of-
film?
I think. You know,
Okay.
I think.
It's like a shadowy man or something, but not like.
Yeah.
Because I thought maybe at first you could mean like deceased people who they believe are haunting
I
the place.
think there are also those
Okay.
photos too
Okay.
of just like
So mixed bag.
old-timey- mixed bag. There's a noose hanging above the main bar
Asking for
because
trouble.
their legend has it that there are like some good guys hanged a bad guy in the saloon, and they just let the body hang there for a while.
Then they're not that good.
I know. I mean, this is the Wild West.
People are like,
where
that's
everybody's
honorable.
fucking
To leave a body hanging in
Yes.
full view of children, that's honorable.
That's just downright decent of everybody. And people say that they've seen this noose swinging crazy like in the early hours of the morning and stuff,
No.
which is so creepy. Yes. Also, employees and customers have claimed to see Horace Tabor, our main man, cuddling with his young wife, Baby
Baby
Doe,
Doe. Ugh.
at the corner of the bar. And a lot of times when people have made these claims, there's a blizzard happening, which is wild because in 1935, Baby Doe froze to death in her cabin because she ran out of firewood. Ooh, and like there you can
Oh,
go visit
no.
Baby Doe's cabin. Like she's kind of a staple to like the Leadville community and
How'd
stuff.
she run out of firewood? I guess
mean,
her rich.
If there's a blizzard, you never know.
Yeah, that's true.
I spent a Christmas up in Leadville when I came home from college or even LA. I can't remember. And there was a huge blizzard. Like one of my sisters couldn't make it in because there was such a bad blizzard. You couldn't even fly into Denver. And then the roads to Leadville closed. And I had just snuck in, like my flight got in like the day before it happened. And so for Christmas dinner, we like went to the grocery store and there was like nothing. Because none of the food trucks could get up
Oh no!
to the mountains and stuff. It
So
was
you're like,
wild.
I guess we're eating frozen pizza.
Yeah!
This is the best Christmas ever.
I mean, I had a frozen pizza for this year for Christmas, and it was amazing.
I mean, it sounds
It's the best.
amazing to me.
And so that's pretty much the Silver Dollar Saloon in Leadville.
Oh gosh.
There's like a very haunted hotel there where like on TripAdvisor people are like haunted.
Also-
which maybe we'll talk about.
Since we're gonna be in Austin, should we stay at one of those haunted hotels?
Yeah, Driscoll.
The Driscoll.
Driscoll's nice
Oh, fun.
and haunted. And we should interview somebody who works there
Yeah, if you guys have any
or a
tips,
historian.
any hot tips on what you want us to be doing in Austin in May,
Let us know.
let these two hoes
We'll
know.
be there for a day.
These two hoes know. But what's in Leadville?
Leadville,
And
Colorado.
The Silver Dollar Saloon.
The Silver Dollar Saloon.
I really like that. I like an old ghost town.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah.
They're fun. And Leadville's cool. I don't know if it's still there. I'm sure it is. There's a great restaurant called Quincy's where like Monday, Wednesday, Friday was prime rib night, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday was like filet mignon.
Ooh.
And that's all it was. Like what you ordered was just the size of whatever of that cut.
Oh, so you can't get anything
You
else?
can't get anything
That's
else.
what we're cooking.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's
It
fun.
was really delicious.
We gotta go. Oh, there's so many places we gotta go.
We gotta go. Colorado is we gotta go to Colorado.
I think that I've spent a little time in Colorado and I like it.
It's the coolest.
Once I ate snow in Colorado and I got diarrhea for a long time.
Why'd you eat I mean,
I didn't know no better.
well, I've eaten snow. I ate snow.
Yeah, but
But you gotta make sure it's clean.
guess it won't. It was just freshly fallen though.
Then I feel something else gave you diarrhea.
Okay.
Maybe the altitude?
I think it was a ghost.
Yeah, the ghost gave you diarrhea.
That was really cool. Guys, how about you do us a favor?
Yeah.
Why don't you go on over to Apple Podcasts, subscribe,
yeah.
rate, review, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah.
Rate us on there. Rate, review, subscribe.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Help us out.
Help us. If you have any scary stories,
You send them to us.
send them to us. You could do it through a voice memo or through an email. We'll read them.
Yeah, send it to funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Thanks, Betsy.
Of course.
We are very excited
Oh,
to have our
yeah.
guest today. You've seen him on MTV. And he
MTV.
also has a podcast called Infotainment.
That's right.
Nice.
got it.
That was good. We usually
Fuck it up.
mess it up every time.
Now you
So,
nailed it. Perfect.
Morgan Evans, thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me. I'm very scared.
You should be.
Oh.
We're terrified.
You do have one streak of white hair
Yep.
from being so
You
scared.
turned into Storm.
Yeah, I'm straight up Storm.
Good, good, good.
Tell us-
Propecia.
Tell us a little bit about what your podcast is.
It's called That's Infotainment with Morgan and John. I do it with my buddy John Dalton, who works at the Emmys, like the TV Academy. And he
great.
does like the permanent record over there. So he kind of like interviews different people and, gets it for the permanent record. So they do these like
Oh.
4-hour interviews
Whoa.
with like, he did one with like Gary Shandling. That's amazing.
Holy shit.
And so, each week we just pick a different kind of like obscure old film each and talk about it. So we'll do like, we just did a whole episode on The Last Picture Show by Bogdanovich, or we do like Leo
great.
McCarey movies from the 30s. It's great. It's really fun.
Very like cinema file stuff.
Yeah,
then.
totally. We have like 8 listeners.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. Like, it's just really fun.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
What would be like, because I have been wanting to try to like get, I don't want to say get back because I don't know if I was ever into it, but
Yeah,
like
sure.
wanting to check out some cool older movies.
Yeah.
What's like your number one go to?
that people have to see.
Well, the ones I like tell people to watch, because I think people get really off put by the like 4:3 format and the black and white, and
Yeah.
kind of how it looks kind of different, is like to go back and look at old Hitchcock movies now because
Yes.
they're all on Blu-ray and they look gorgeous. Like, so they're beautiful scans of film. I mean, film hasn't really progressed, much better than it is now. So you can get really gorgeous prints of stuff like Psycho is a great one.
God.
Or even just like noir stuff like Kiss Me Deadly is really good. And you see like a 20-year-old Cloris Leachman. It's so
Holy
cool.
shit. I love her so much.
She's fucking awesome.
Kiss Me Dead?
Kiss Me Deadly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I've recently really have been wanting to get into film noir.
Yeah, I think noir
sounds so fun.
Totally. When the
And
Maltese
kind of like
Falcon and stuff.
Yeah, kind of
Maltese
like what's the word? I'm like
very Hollywood.
like fun
Yeah.
Lifetime movies.
Yeah, they're very, they can be really heightened and dramatic
Yes,
like that, where it's almost
yeah.
like opera or something. But then other ones are like really gritty and realistic.
Yes.
And what I love about them is that, like, no matter what time it came out, a good mystery is a good mystery.
Yes.
And so you can get totally compelled by it and totally fall into it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel like a film idiot. I don't know enough about film.
I don't know a lot, but I want to learn. I want to learn more. I want to learn more.
You want to learn more?
You're
I
in
want to
like,
learn more,
you guys
dude.
watch a lot of Tyler Perry stuff?
Oh my
Learn
god,
more.
I did see Acrimony.
I saw Boo.
I loved it.
I think-
I saw Boo. We saw Boo
Yeah,
together.
we saw
I think.
Isn't it funny that it's not a Halloween movie? It's like Neighbors, right? It's a movie about a woman that lives next to a partying house of kids.
Yeah.
It had
Yeah.
nothing to do with
Yeah.
scary
It's just
stuff at all.
there's a Halloween costume element,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And then I guess there's like, someone in the
is-
house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
weird. It
wild.
was just marketed like a Halloween movie.
I feel like all of Tyler Perry's movies are very interesting because you're like, this is a first pass, right? And also like any movie that Medea's in, she's not like a part of the plot in any way. She doesn't move the plot forward.
No.
She's never.
She comments on the plot.
She's
Kind of.
never necessary, but she's the only watchable part of any movie.
Very true.
Yeah,
And
She's
I
great.
really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Ugh.
I like waiting through 20 minutes of boring scenes to watch like a 35-minute Medea scene with no cuts.
yeah,
cuts.
just exactly like a Medea play. It's great.
Oh, it's so good.
It's great.
So we always start this podcast by asking what, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
Well, okay. So I'll preface this by saying I've always been super skeptical. Like
Yes.
I've forever, my entire life, been like, no fucking way.
Mm-hmm.
When you die, you're dead. And that's,
Yep.
informed most of my life because
Okay.
that's a horrifying thought, right?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that's the
very
end.
scary.
Wait, what
Yeah.
part's horrifying?
that you just are dead. And
Oh, yeah,
done,
that's
and you're,
horrifying.
it's
There's
over.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so my whole life I've thought that. And
Too scary.
yeah, and then I moved into this building, and I'll tell you about it. And,
Oh, my
and
God.
it kind of changed my mind in a sort of a serious way.
It's like a love story where someone's like a cynical person who doesn't believe in
never
love,
fall in
right.
and then
love.
they meet the person of their dreams. This is the ghost of your dreams.
yeah.
Oh,
I think it's romantic.
So there were just like a few weird things that happened, and it definitely kind of like shook me. And I think that as time has gone by, I've
Yeah.
tried to like rationalize it and justify it. Whereas like in the moment and that whole like, year or so, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
skeptic for how many years of your life, or until what year?
Probably like till I was like 23, 22,
Yeah.
23.
Okay.
And then on top of that, I think I kind of maybe believe in aliens, and I think Roswell probably happened.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go from being a skeptic for the years where you should be your silliest, and then at 23 you hit a wall.
Yeah.
Something happens.
And
Yeah.
now it's silly time.
Now
Yeah.
it's
Now it's time
silly.
to get
Now
real
it's creepy,
silly.
time.
I guess
Yeah,
just
yeah.
jump into it then. So
Did
you
you-
grow up?
Sorry, you could go ahead.
I was gonna
if
say
you
grow
want.
up religious or
No, I was like baptized, I think, and then we like never went to
They were
church.
like,
Yeah.
he's safe. Let
It was
him
for my
leave.
grandma, I think.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
I'll baptize him. And then,
So yeah, but I know that some people, like it's interesting. I've gone to some Catholic services and stuff as an adult, just with girlfriends and things, and it's like, oh yeah, you guys straight up believe in like demons and
Yep.
ghosts and
Yes.
shit. That'd be kind of crazy, like a strange thing to grow up around, right?
Yeah.
Where you just truly believe that you
It's-
can get possessed and stuff.
it's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
It takes
Scary.
a lot of people a long time to stop
Sure, I believe that.
believing
yeah.
that, or
I never will.
never
Yeah.
ever stop believing that.
Yeah, so I never had any sort of basis or background in that. I mean, I loved movies, so I was
Yeah.
always watching sci-fi stuff as a kid. I
Yes.
loved ghost horror stuff, but always thought it was fake.
Yeah.
It didn't influence me. I mean, I was scared as a kid to like go to bed, but it wasn't because I really thought ghosts were going to happen.
Right.
Did you when did you start believing in aliens?
Very young.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Well, so I'm from Phoenix, and we had this insane thing happen in Phoenix when I was growing up called the Phoenix Lights.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of these?
I've heard about that.
Tell me about them.
So I saw them. Everyone in town saw them. It's basically like what would happen if an alien invasion were to like actually occur, where it would be on all the news stations.
Yes.
Everyone would have footage of it. Everyone in town saw it. It was like, I think, a mile wide, and it came from over the mountains and went over the town.
Yes.
And you can find it on YouTube.
What were the lights? They were just like...
Well, so it's interesting. I think it probably... To be honest,
were they individual lights or just like a
lot of people said that it flew over their house and it was like a solid structure. But they could like hear it like whirring and stuff. And I think a lot of UFO sightings are probably just like government stuff that we don't know. Like the F-16 we had forever before we announced it. So there's this like black triangle flying through the sky faster than sound. I'm sure people
everybody's
were
like, what is that? It's a witch.
Yeah.
It's a witch.
It's a witch.
I don't think people were saying it was a witch.
I'm pretty sure. Look at that big, fast, fat witch.
So I think a lot of it's that. But it's interesting because at the time, our governor was like, making fun of it, saying it was like helium balloons. He gave a big press conference where he had a guy in an alien mask
helium
come
balloons
out.
Just get so much credit, and they can barely do
anything. He had a dude come out in an alien mask,
and it was like all a big joke. And then recently, like within the last few years, he's been like, "I'm sorry, I did that. I have no idea what the fuck it was."
I just thought I thought if I downplayed it, that you guys would feel too stupid to keep talking about it.
Totally. And he like had no idea, and I think it's kind of freaked him out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that happened in Phoenix, and then also the Fire in the Sky stuff, which is that guy who went missing, Travis Walton.
That movie is so scary.
I saw that way
like
too
a
young.
little kind of like boring, but that end part, holy shit.
Totally.
I saw it for the first time maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, and it fucked me up.
It's pretty horrifying. It's like psychologically terrifying.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I gotta watch it. I don't know what it is.
It's like based off of a true story, right?
Yeah.
Of like a dude who woke up one night like at a payphone.
Well, okay, so it was like these 5 loggers up in Heber, Arizona, were cutting down trees and stuff, and as they were heading home, they saw this crazy light come over the mountain, and up there it's very like 2-lane highway, woods and stuff. And they all got out to like look at it, and it took their friend Travis Walton, is what they said, and they came back to town, and everyone thought that they had like murdered him.
They killed him, yeah.
Yes.
But
I'm having like, as you're telling the story,
Yeah.
a memory of me hearing about it on a podcast.
Oh,
Yes.
As I'm on 14th Street in New York City, at a Subway. Not a Subway
shit.
station.
but a Subway
That's-
sandwich
Sandwich
shop.
Yeah,
And
that's even scary.
I literally think I listened to this while eating a bad sandwich. Okay.
Well, that's because they all passed polygraph tests. So, not that really means anything anymore, but at the time, like, everybody was using
because if someone's
those.
a murderer, they might be a sociopath, and therefore they do not experience anxiety.
Exactly.
That's like the big,
Yeah.
That's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Like, it would be 4 sociopaths,
I would
Yes.
think birds of a feather flock
Yeah,
together.
that's
I don't know if
probably
your mother's
true.
ever told you that, but it's true.
Well, but they didn't murder him because he came back.
Yes.
They found him butt naked in the middle of the winter up in Arizona, which is like freezing cold up there, calling from a payphone. He also passed a polygraph test. He had all these markings all over his body. And then what's really weird about it, and the only reason that I think something probably happened, whether it's aliens or government or whatever, is because it's really ruined a lot of these guys' lives.
Yeah.
Like one of them kind of went nuts by it and apparently just hangs out in the library up in Heber and just reads about UFOs all day, which is what I would do if my friend was thinking about UFOs.
Trying to prove, it's so scary and sad and just
just wrap your mind around what actually happened.
because there is that for me that fear of fuck, what if this what if that's true?
Yeah. It'd break your brain, I think.
It would break your brain,
Yeah.
and no one believes you.
Right.
That's so scary.
Totally. And it's like the type of thing where, so you get they buy your life rights for the movie, which isn't a ton of money probably for these guys who are
That
loggers
was
in Arizona.
The 70s, right? Or no?
I think the movie came out in early 90s or late 80s.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
But I think the story happened in the 70s. Yeah.
Oh.
And yeah, just fucking, it kind of messed with their lives. It's very weird.
But because it happened, you were like, maybe this is.
Well, just kind of growing up around it in Arizona, I think. And in Sedona, too, people just see aliens all the time, they say.
Yeah.
And, you know, I grew up near, like, the Boeing airplane place. And so I'm sure a lot of it is, you know, government contracted, you know, fast planes and shit. But just growing up around that is so, it just kind of becomes baked into you a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you got to tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Tell us when you started to kind of believe.
So I lived in New York for like 9 years, and I moved into this building right across the street from Prospect Park on the south side of Prospect Park.
Oh, yeah. I love
Parkside
Prospect
Avenue.
Park.
Yeah, it was like Flatbush Q stop. And I was like the first person to move into the building. It was a big luxury building. It had been like totally gutted and renovated out. They had, you know, gym and everything. I thought I was getting like the best deal.
Yeah.
It was like a view of Prospect Park, everything. So I'm like the first person to move in. My girlfriend hadn't moved in with me yet, and no one was in the building, really. It was just me. And one day I was leaving for work. I'd been there for about a week. And I met this dad and his like son, who was probably like 4 or 5 or something, early in the morning. And they were like, "Oh yeah, we're just getting our mail because you know we haven't moved in yet either, but we're just here. Nice to meet you." Da da da.
Yeah.
So that'll be relevant in a minute. So I go to work. I come home around like 5 or 6, and I remember very distinctly that I was like writing some shitty joke on Twitter. Like, so I wasn't like zoned out or having like highway hypnosis. Like I was like using my brain.
That's very funny to me. Like, I remember where I was.
Go find that joke.
I don't remember. I'm sure it was great. I'm sure it was so funny. So I'm like walking down my hallway. And it was a big stretch of hallway. And from behind me, I hear like a kid running.
Yes.
And I thought it was that kid I met earlier, so I wasn't even afraid or concerned at all. I just, you know, kids have no spatial awareness, so I thought this kid was going to bump into me. So as I'm doing it and the footsteps are getting closer and closer, I turn my body to let the kid run by, and there's nobody there, and I feel this like whoosh, like somebody just like brushed by me in like the Times Square subway station or something.
Oh my God, sick.
And then my like arm felt really weird, and I got really sad. My whole like I just felt so emotionally sad and just shaken. And I was like, what the fuck was that? You know, like I'd always wanted to experience something, but I never had. And out of nowhere, all of a sudden. And so like I got into my apartment and I felt so fucking weird until I like closed the door. And kind of didn't really even tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend moved into the building, and then some crazy shit would happen too. And then I was like, okay, you have to hear this story. And I told her, and she was like, oh, I have like weird shit like that happen to me here all the time.
Wait, can we take a quick break and then hear that other crazy shit?
Of course.
Awesome. Okay, we are back. Betsy, do you need to do your bit?
No,
okay,
it's
What's
great.
your bit?
Just of what a fun break we just had.
Oh, that was a great break.
Wasn't that wild?
Yeah, that was so cool that they opened a Six Flags down here.
Isn't that nuts? And with the craziest
someone
roller coaster.
overflowed the toilet, and I had to stay here and clean it up.
Oh, you missed out. Because that Six Flags was
line day.
fun.
Yeah,
it wasn't
no
even
day.
poo.
No line day. Yeah, no line day.
You could just run up. Whoever got to the
It was
coaster
awesome.
It was just like the purge for
Yeah, totally.
12 hours
So-
to just lose your mind.
Your girlfriend moves in, and then you tell her the story.
Well, so she tells me something first,
Okay.
and then I'm like, okay, well, you need to hear this shit. So, so crazy shit would happen. Like, I would be sitting on the couch, and I'd be on my computer or something, and she'd be like looking over my shoulder or something, and I'd turn around, and I'd be like, "What do you do? Why are you like looking at my computer?" And no one would be there. She'd be like in the bathroom.
You were like, please don't be a snooping girlfriend right now.
That shit would happen all the time. Where like you wouldn't even be scared. It wouldn't feel like there's a presence in the room. It would feel like, oh, this is my friend is right next to me, and then you'd turn and nobody would be there, and then you'd get scared.
Shit. Fuck.
So then one day I get into a cab from the building, and the cab driver goes, "I can't believe you live in there."
Oh no.
Cab driver?
And I was like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?"
Cab driver was like, ew, nasty. Yeah. You live there? Gross.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's sick.
He was so sassy. It turns out it was Brooklyn's first hospital that they had turned into.
The premier hospital of Brooklyn?
Yeah, I think like Michael Jordan broke his leg as a kid and got it fixed there or something. They said.
Nice.
Or,
Oh
like,
my gosh.
there's all sorts of
I just made a
interesting
bad
stuff.
joke about Michael Jordan earlier, too. This is coincidence.
But But so, yeah, it closed down in like 1994, and then apparently it sat abandoned down there for like 15 years.
Oh.
And then they turned it into apartments. And I just like, as these things started stacking up, I was like, that's very weird. I didn't really know that.
Yeah.
And like had these experiences and stuff, just thinking like I was living in this new kind of building. Like I was used to rationalize it to myself by being like, well, it can't be ghosts. I'm in a brand new
building. Come on.
And then when I actually like moved out, and like the day I moved out, it's so funny. The New Yorker published an article about how we couldn't keep a doorman for longer than 2 weeks because it was haunted.
Was that true?
Yeah. Our door.
You just were like, I don't know. People, there must be door temps.
I would talk to them a bit. Like I would try to be like, hey, do you ever like see anything or whatever?
Yeah.
And a lot of them would be like, yeah. A lot of them said. One of them told me this story about how he gets really freaked out working the night shift because he'll watch the motion sensors go off like down the hallway and then up the stairs. Like, so it looks like somebody's going up to the roof.
Oh my
Ew,
God. So
I just got chills.
Yeah.
That is so fucking creepy.
And then like so the motion sensor would go off on the roof and he would be like, oh, it's somebody that lives here or something. And then they'd go look and nobody would be there.
Oh my God.
Or like he'd hear the keys jangling of the maintenance guy coming around the corner, and then he would just like never come around the corner, and he would like radio him, and he'd be like, "Oh no, I'm outside, like having a smoke."
Oh my God.
So there was just like so much happening here, and by the end of it, I was like, "Oh, this is fucking insane.
Something's up.
Also, I will say, doormen of New York are like sort of like the gatekeepers of everything. Like they see it all. They like know everyone's business.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a doorman save my life before.
Oh, nice.
They're the best.
Yeah.
And
did you get caught in a door?
I was like, I don't know how to get out of this turning door. No, someone was following me home.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry.
This guy was
God.
like, he was like, first he stopped me on the street near like Broadway. At least used to live on the Upper West Side. And he stopped me on the street and he was like, I just need a couple bucks to get back to New Jersey. I gotta take the bus.
No.
And I was like, I'm really sorry. I don't have anything. But if you go to that store right there, there's a really nice couple. They're open all night. They can help you. And he goes, okay. And then like I started like walking away down my street, but I live like close to the water. So like I knew I was about to get to like a place where no one was going to be there.
Shit.
And I like turned around and I saw him behind me.
Oh,
and I was like, fuck. But then I see this doorman building and I like duck in there and I was like, sorry, I think somebody's following me. And I just live like 2 more blocks and I just want to wait. And so the guy stepped out and he's like, oh yeah, he's hiding behind a car. I just saw him.
Oh my
like,
God.
and he's like, how about this? He's like, why don't you hang out with me for a bit and then I'll walk you home.
Oh.
Because it was like,
So
because I
nice,
used to work at Stand Up New York and I
Right.
was a night manager. So I wouldn't leave the bar until like,
no.
it was like
Sure,
4
yeah.
o'clock in the
Right.
morning. So he waited and walked me home. His name was
that's
Marco. He was so nice.
Marco.
So nice. Talk about real horror.
Yes,
Actual-
real life
to women
horror.
every day.
Actual, just like some methed out guy
Jesus,
trying to
yeah.
steal my money.
That's
Fuck,
so
man.
scary. New
I
York's
guess he thought he was going
scary.
to rob me, maybe. That's what he probably thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
was gonna punch me in the face.
Yeah.
Little did he know.
What happened to your girlfriend?
Yeah, what were her experiences?
Well, okay, so like we'd be making, say, like mac and cheese, and
Hell
then
yeah,
the
dude.
mac and cheese packet would just like go away. Like the cheese would just be gone. And
Wait,
we'd-
Just be
what?
gone?
Yeah, like it would just be like in the kitchen,
And
and
you
then
didn't
just
have
like
giant rats?
gone. No, isn't that strange? And then we found one like when we were moving and packing up the place.
Oh.
like in our closet.
Oh my God.
And it was like, what the fuck? And I was like, did you hide this?
Yeah.
Like, did you hide this? And she was like, no.
Were
like,
you trying
no.
to ruin
Why
all
would
of
I
our
hide
snacks?
the best part of the thing
Yeah,
you
exactly.
wanted?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah, we had to like, cancel it. We had to
That's-
cancel the mac and cheese.
Cancel.
yeah. I'm not
86 the
eating
mac and
just
cheese.
straight up noodles.
No way.
I gotta have that
With
powdered
butter
cheese.
and milk, please.
Ugh.
And
What am I,
then
baby?
she definitely believed it a little more than I did.
Yeah.
We used to go to like old bed and breakfasts and stuff up
Great.
in upstate New York and around there, like Boston and things like
Yeah,
that. I just
yeah.
love like historical stuff.
Yeah.
And there'd be some weird shit where like she would say that she saw somebody at the bottom of the stairs just like walk by like in a dress.
Oh, gross.
And then, you have like breakfast with the people that own the house. And we would always like 100% be like, so what, what are the stories? And, 9 times out of 10, they'd be like, oh yeah, people say they see like a woman at the bottom of the stairs in a dress. And I'd be like, what the fuck?
My God.
Always a woman in a white dress.
That was like one of the biggest scares from The Visit. Was old grandma running across the stairs. That fucking scared me.
It is true that a lot of these ghosts are old.
Yeah, right?
I want an 80s ghost.
I do, like a fucking fun.
Weird pop, like wearing like a mesh shirt.
Well, just a hunk.
Instead of hearing change, you hear like bangly bracelets and stuff.
Yeah,
exactly. Well, that reminds me, once we went on a ghost hunting tour in Gettysburg.
Oh, cool.
And we were like, oh, this will be awesome because it's a way to kind of see a lot of these historical sites at night after they're closed because we couldn't hit them all in a day.
Yeah.
And so we show up and it's like this ghost hunting company has purchased an apartment building or like a unit in an apartment building that was like the home of a domestic violence dispute where a guy murdered his wife in the 80s and he's like alive and in jail. And we show up to this place and I'm like, this isn't fun. Like we're trying to contact this woman who died 20 years ago.
Like we're in Gettysburg.
Yeah, what the
Let's
fuck
go to a
is
fucking battlefield and try to talk to them.
Yeah,
that
some orphanage or something. Like it was insane.
And they're like, if you listen
that is very
closely,
funny.
You can hear them arguing about the rent right now.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
Oh my God.
And like people, it was so funny too because everybody in the tour group wasn't like a Gettysburg tourist. They were people who lived there and had their own like equipment.
Oh, they were like, we're hunting ghosts.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're going to
really
eviscerate all these ghosts. So do you think that your experience in that apartment building kind of opened you up to...
Yeah, for sure.
So not just believing, but maybe the possibility of being more sensitive?
Well, yeah, I think that I tried to rationalize it to myself, and the way in which that, like, it's okay with my brain to believe in ghosts is to think that, this goes way back, but when the Big Bang happened, or however our universe started, that so did time, and there's no such thing as time as we know it. So it's like this fourth dimensional thing, and it's like we're a record, and we just go through it, which I guess means I don't believe in free will, but it's like we just go through it, and sometimes like the needle skips on the record or something.
Shit.
So it's like it's all overlaid sometimes. And as opposed to, I think some people think that ghosts interact with them, and I've heard stories like that. That's never happened to me. It's just felt like I was witnessing time laid on top of time.
That's really cool.
Venture to say, though, that your first experience was an interaction because it made you feel something.
Totally, yeah.
So, like, and because here's my theory on what you experience in that. From what I like, from... just saying, maybe 400,000 hours of listening to ghost stories.
Mm-hmm. We're not professionals.
I am not a professional. No one pays me.
I don't ever want to be a professional.
No one pays me for this. So, waiting on my check, headgum. But there is this like theory in like ghost hunting world or whatever, the paranormal experts, that the reason that ghosts scare people is because they feed off your energy. So like a fright, a sorrow, that kind of stuff is like it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of like negative or positive, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like gives them kind of a boost.
Whoa.
So that this thing like kind of like sucks some energy out of you.
Right.
Like it brushed right by you, and whatever it must have like taken, either given you some of its bad shit or just like zapped you of your energy.
That's interesting because when I found out it was a hospital, my first assumption was that I felt so sad because it was like I was sharing that emotion with whatever like blew by me, because like it felt like somebody was running down a hospital highway or like hallway or something.
Like something bad happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, maybe it makes sense that like it just is people repeating things or whatever.
Yes.
But that's a horrifying way to think about death too.
That is very scary. Like, wait, I gotta do this again.
Yeah, like my mom said that she worked at some restaurant and this kid died who was like one of the dishwashers, and they would like hear him like banging around back there like doing dishes or something, and I was like, so you're telling me that when you die you have to like continue being a dishwasher?
Maybe he loved it though.
Maybe he loved it.
Maybe he was like, man, it really sucks at my house.
Oh my God.
And I love these people that I wash dishes with.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa.
Yeah, very strange.
Oh, you know what I'm gonna definitely
I'll-
if I ever haunt, I'm gonna haunt UCB, and I'm gonna annoy them so much, which is every time someone does a tag out, I'm gonna clap like it's Second City, or I'm gonna,
That's very funny. What?
what is that? That's not what we do here.
I'm gonna haunt UCB and just constantly scream out pineapple as a suggestion.
Dildo.
I think it's already
Yeah, vagina.
it's already diarrhea. It's already being haunted by.
It's already being haunted. Real
Is there
quick.
a UCB haunt?
I don't know.
Oh, Frank Garcia
yeah.
Hale did tell us about some New York, UCB New
Oh,
York.
yes, some UCB
Yeah,
New
it
York
just came
stuff,
out,
which
yeah.
sounds spooky.
Cool. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
In the new building?
No.
Oh, I wonder if there's anything there up in like Hell's Kitchen though, because it's like an
I
old
bet,
theater, right?
right?
Yeah.
But people, there for UCB Sunset, people have claimed to. We did like an overnight. We didn't stay the whole night, but we did like a late night investigation.
Cool.
And heard some stories because it used to be like before it was UCB theater. It was some other like small theater company, and then upstairs was a church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I heard a story that like one of my students used to be in that theater company and said that one day they were like playing loud music upstairs during a performance. So the stage manager went up to like be like, you have to stop. And they trapped her and locked her in a closet.
Are you fucking kidding?
So they had to
Oh my
call.
God.
This is like maybe like 10 years ago or
Yeah.
something, or like 15 so they had to call the cops to get her out. She was fine.
Yeah.
But like
what the fuck were they
it
doing
was just
up
like
there?
a weird church up there.
Ew.
That like
Yikes.
people have said was like a Satanist church, but I
Yeah,
think it was
sure.
more like maybe a weird full gospel, like one of those sects of like
Yeah.
whatever. And that they're also like downstairs in all the production areas, all the rooms that you never see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all those, in the middle of UCB, there's like 30 rooms you've never seen.
Yeah.
Or that, you wouldn't go to. Those rooms, I think, were like a rehab facility for like
I remember hearing something
elder,
like that.
for like
Yeah.
people like coming, like a physical
Ugh.
rehab.
Somebody
So
could
there's
have
some
died, yeah.
shit going on.
So a lot of weird shit. And
Right.
Billy Merritt, although he's a known liar, has said that he
known liar.
known liar
Billy Merritt, known liar.
known liar has heard like when no one else was in the rooms, like laughter down the hallway
So
in an
creepy.
empty room.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Oh yeah.
You know what you got to check out, and I want to talk to you about movie studio hauntings in a second. But you know what you need to see is there's this dude who goes down abandoned cave or mine shafts
Oh,
on
no.
YouTube.
Too scary.
Oh
And
no.
most of them aren't scary. Like, I mean, it's scary because he's like doing it alone
yeah.
with like
Yeah.
a headlamp on, and you can also die from like carbon monoxide
Yeah.
poisoning. But
he brings a bird.
he brings a little
Yeah.
meter that you hear beeping, which is so scary. Just like going down a dark hallway with
That
the light
is
on.
so fucked up.
And they have all this graffiti in there from like the 40s and 50s.
Yes.
It's called, I think his channel is called Exploring Underground Caves and Mines. I think that's like what it's called.
Pretty spot
That's
on.
a good name.
Pretty spot on.
Yeah, and
You
they
think
all
we
have
should
like
call our podcast that?
Yeah.
they all have like millions of views, and most of them are just like about mines and oh,
Yes.
this is really cool. People used to make graffiti with their carbide lamps. He's really knows what he's talking about, and you find crazy shit from the 30s and 40s down there, or even earlier. And then there's like only a couple where they're scary, and
Yes.
he is totally shaken by them. It seems so real because otherwise, like you think every single episode
Yeah,
would be
you
like
would
about
think that.
ghosts.
Yeah.
And there's only a couple, and one of them is he goes down. He's you're 4,000 feet in the earth
So
in a mine
scary.
that nobody's been in for probably like 100
So
years.
scary.
And he's down there, with his flashlight, and he's kind of just reviewing the flashlight and walking around, and then he just stops, and you just hear.
No.
And that's not what he does. So it's like that it's not like he's not adding that.
Yeah,
for-
he's like,
That's
is that
so
snakes?
gross.
He's like, is that? He's
Yeah.
like, it's not wind. He's like, it doesn't sound like wind.
And-
then it just stops. Like
Oh,
it's just like
no. Ew.
It's so creepy. And then he starts walking again. He's like, all right, I'm gonna get out of here. And then it's like,
Oh no.
And then people online have tried to analyze it, and it's like,
Yeah.
turn the light off. Or like, I'm a shadow among shadows. It's
Anytime
so creepy.
there's ever in like any kind of
Ew.
paranormal investigation,
That's so scary.
Yeah.
I can never make out any words. I think
Sure.
I probably have hearing loss, but I never like make out anything. Although I will say, oh my god, someone messaged us recently, one of our listeners messaged us about the Amanda Sparrow Larg Teague, whatever her name is, the lady who married a ghost. We interviewed a lady who married a 300-year-old pirate spirit.
And I saw the pictures from their wedding.
Yes. Yeah. And so we interviewed her over Skype in Belfast, and someone heard a child laughing at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
And I've heard knocking, but like people are hearing different things in the episode that we did not. Nothing spooky happened while we were talking, except for that there was a little like interference at some point.
But
and the video,
Skyping.
yeah, the video went down.
And
and then she was like, "That might be my husband. I don't know." But other people have heard weird things. So if you have, tell us about it. Anyway,
that's very interesting.
That like.
That is so creepy.
Very, very creepy.
They do that really well in the newest Ouija movie.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, the eyes are in the back of the head. It's just like...
Wait,
it's so scary.
This is not scary. It's weird, but my neighbor does voiceover work, and she was saying there's a
Oh,
whole industry of people who do background voiceover work.
Oh, yeah.
So what it is all the conversations you hear in crowded places...
Oh, yeah, like
people
Loop
have
Group?
to do that.
Yeah.
Because they don't just get the audio day of.
Like
because
ADR.
it's, So, like, literally people get hired to, like, have a conversation that no one could hear.
Yeah.
It would be, like, in the background of a restaurant.
That's
like,
awesome.
Did you get the kids? Well, I didn't. Well, you should have. Like, that. And she was like, people, like, and it's like a small little niche community of people who do that over and over. But they have to improvise and stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, what a
so
job. That would be such a
That would be a
gig.
fun job.
Oh, so fun.
But you kind of have to every now and then, like, you have to watch it. So it's like just doing ADR, like, be like, oh, she's looking upset now. So I'm upset. Yeah, my wallet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What were we talking about? I forgot.
Oh, well, I was going to mention, so have you heard any, like, stories about, like, the movie studios and how scary and haunted those are?
Little things here and there, but not tell us, please.
Well, so I worked at, it used to be called LA Center. No, not LA Center Studios. What was it called? Sunset Las Palmas is what it's called now.
Yes. Oh, I know it. I know it.
Yeah, it's where they shot the pilot for I Love Lucy and some other things were shot there. Like At Midnight was there, if you'd ever been to At Midnight. And that's one of the first studios here. It used to be Zoetrope, Francis Ford Coppola bought it, and then his movies flopped, and so he had to sell it. But so before that, it was this old studio, and everybody who worked there, because that's my favorite thing to do anytime I end up on a lot, is just to talk to security guards and be like, so what's going on?
Yes.
What do you see? And pretty much every single person I've ever talked to has a story.
Yes, yeah.
Or they're like, I don't like talking about that stuff. You know,
Yeah,
it's
like,
never
okay.
like, no, nothing. It's always like, I don't want to talk about it, or here's the story.
He's
Yes.
like, I have to work a whole 8-hour shift after this.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want to tell you
Yeah.
my scary stories.
Well, and they were all saying stage 8, which is the stage we were shooting on for Eliza Schlesinger's show, was super haunted because a guy had gotten really drunk at a rap party in the 40s and fallen off the rafters.
Oh,
and
God.
so people would have to turn the lights off down there, and they would, be closing up the studio, and then they'd hear footsteps like running around on the rafters, and then they wouldn't be able to close it because you'd have to go investigate and make sure nobody was in there. And no one would obviously
you little
be in
stinker
there.
ghost.
Yeah.
He's like, someone should have investigated for me.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Isn't that scary as fuck?
That's so scary.
Yeah.
Stages with no lights on are horrifying.
Especially when you just hear like,
Oh, oh my God.
If anyone has ever worked, if you worked much like production stuff where you had to be like first on set. So like I worked, I'm told sort of stories about this, but for a couple jobs I did like PA work or like producer's assistant, and like I was working for the line producer, and so she would like to get there first. So I would often be there as the crew was setting out the stingers for the day to put lights up, but it would be like in complete darkness.
Yeah.
Well, I could see guys walking around with flashlights, but like the second that they weren't in my eye line, like I was alone in the dark at 3:40 in the morning because I needed to be there before her.
Yeah.
And it's just like the scariness of like being like, I know this is a secure location, but like what else is here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just alone in a big room or something.
Yeah.
And then so also in some of the buildings, like the production spaces there, they said that they would see crazy shit or hear stuff all the time, like doors closing or just, lights would turn on, and it would be like, oh, now I have to go investigate what's going on over there to make sure that nobody's hiding out. And then in one of the buildings, somebody had hanged themselves.
Oh, God.
And then there was also a fire at one point too, and I think somebody died. So there's a lot going on down there. It's just like anytime if you're on a lot, just straight up just ask because it's like the greatest stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oof. That's so fun and spooky.
Yeah,
We
totally.
gotta get.
I gotta remember to ask people now. Like,
Yeah, I love
whenever.
movie ghosts because
Yeah,
it's like,
movie
we're
ghosts
all
are
doing
great.
we're doing the exact same job you were.
Yeah.
Also, like, think about that.
And a lot of the stuff is the same as it was
Yeah.
when you were like
Yeah.
a lot of the even just like
They'll build
how the grips do stuff has been how it's been done
Or
since the
how-
beginning.
For sure.
they like will reuse sets and stuff that like
Yeah.
they like so
That was my job at Sony
was
was storing those sets. And
Oh, that's
stuff.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like if for people listening who don't know a lot about the industry, like those places are all like they're not that different than a stage play. That these are sets that kind of only have their perspective from like three sides, and then they roll them away and they tuck them away, and they'll just repaint them for different things, but they don't rebuild it for every single
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Sometimes they will if it's like a very specific, but for a lot of things they can just reuse the flats and the sets and like so like they store them up and then they're like, oh, we could use this. So like you're talking about like sometimes you could be working on something you're like this has some history to it.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
could
yeah.
go back 80, 90 years.
And on Disjointed, Dank and Dabby's apartment, some of the pieces were from Friends.
Oh, that's cool.
The
Yeah.
Friends apartment.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Whose
It's like
room?
The window in Monica's.
Yes.
That window was
That's
in our
awesome.
apartment.
I was about to
great.
say
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
It blew my
that's
mind. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, cool.
the window that's in the back of the living
Yes.
room.
Yeah.
I recognize it.
Yeah.
That's really
I was
cool.
working on like Teen Wolf of all shows, and
Yes.
they just had a set with a bathroom in it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's that bathroom from Dexter where John Lithgow like murders that woman."
Holy shit.
And you're just like, "Oh yeah, that's now just somebody's like bathroom set."
that
Like it's
so
like you never
cool?
see that. Just the door opens and you see a hint of a tub.
Yeah. Oh.
Really funny that like sometimes I'll just I told you recently that like I was in Griffith Park one night doing a shoot and I was like, why does this look so familiar? And they're like E.T. and I was like, oh, this is the scene in E.T.
That's
like
so many, yes,
That I was
so
just-
many buildings and
But I
locations.
was
Of
just
like,
like-
I've seen this.
Yeah.
and that's
Oh,
a
that's
haunting
Doc Brown's house.
of its own, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you-
I have one more
Go
thing.
ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so when I was younger, and my whole family still has no idea what this is, we went up to Michigan. My parents stayed like for the summer sometimes,
Yeah.
and we were like out renting a house out in the woods, and I had like one of those early digital cameras that had just like the 16 megabyte
Yep.
card, with
Yep.
just like 8 photos or something. And so we get there and we're like getting our stuff out of the car, and I just snap a picture of the house that we were staying at.
Oh, fuck.
And in the background of the photo, and this is so fucking weird, is a 1930s like Red Sox player, or just like a
What?
baseball player, like walking behind us in the woods, clear as fucking day in the window. And my mom saw it, my dad saw it, and my like brothers. We were all like looking at it, and my parents were like, "What the fuck is that?" You know, like I was probably like 10 years old or something,
Yeah.
and they were like, "That is very, very weird." It was just so clear. It could have just been a reflection of the light,
Yeah.
but to make it look exactly like a dude, it would take
That-
a lot.
Whoa.
It'd be a lot of
Do
random.
you still have that photo?
My fucking computer started smoking and it blew up.
Oh no!
It was the ghost.
It was the ghost.
Make it smoke. Oh my God.
He sabotaged
It was
you.
so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very weird.
Whoa.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
right.
got chills. You gave me the chills a bunch. That's good.
You guys
I
ready?
have that effect of you.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Cool,
are
man.
freezing. Are you guys ready for a ghost story from a
Yeah,
listener?
let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Okie dokie.
In sixth grade, I was at a friend's house with another girl, and this friend had a pool table in her basement. And the basement was completely underground. There were no windows, and there was just one door to get out, to get back upstairs. So what we would do was we would turn all the lights off and walk around the pool table in the dark and try to scare each other.
Perfect.
So we were doing this, and all of a sudden these two red glowing eyes appeared at the end of the room near the stairs. We were all terrified, and we all started screaming. The eyes floated over to us, and we all ran out of the room screaming And it was the most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me. I still, to this day, have no explanation for what happened. My friends still remember it just as vividly as I do. But it was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
And especially that, like, everybody saw it.
Yeah.
That was from Nisha.
Nisha.
That's pretty good.
That was so good.
Dude, that's scary.
Yeah, that's really, really creepy. Especially if there's like only one like way into the room or whatever, because that would mean that if it was somebody coming to scare them, that they would have had to leave that way too. So if they all like ran out of there, you'd know if somebody left.
Yes.
So it couldn't have been like a friend coming and fucking with them, right?
Why do you think little kids love being scared so much?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I always wanted to play with a Ouija board.
Yeah, I was always scared of Ouija, but I did like want to do that stuff.
Totally.
I was like, let's go fucking hang out in a cemetery. Like, what?
Do you think it's because like
I still love getting scared.
it's kind of like the
Same.
closest like to getting high, kind of like
Yeah,
feeling.
it's a
thrill.
cool rush.
Yeah.
That
Because
was-
I still like, I love going to haunted houses and like mazes and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
And seeing movies. I love that feeling so much.
Guys, I just want to remind you all to rate, review, subscribe on whatever podcast, because we just want to get enough listeners that people will give us VIP badges to go to haunted
Go to
houses.
Fright Night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I've
all I
never
want.
been, and I want to go.
Oh, it's so fun.
I've always been a little too poor to actually
it's
justify
very
spending
expensive.
It's
$150.
very
Yeah.
expensive, but it's a blast.
It is really fun.
I hope to go this year. That is my 2018 goal.
Yeah.
That and to finally get rid of that lump. That was terrible. That's terrible. That was
It's
kind
going
of.
to cost me $150 to get rid of that lump
I just.
or go to Halloween Horror
I just
Night.
want a front of the
One or the
line
other.
pass. That was a little short. So do you want to listen to another one?
Hell yeah.
This
Sure.
is from
These are great.
Joshua.
Hey guys, my name is Josh, and I love your podcast.
Thank you.
Josh.
And I want to share with you my personal spooky paranormal experience.
Yes.
So, a long time ago, when my family used to rent this cottage about 3 hours north of Toronto, in a place by the name of Novar, on a little lake called Foot Lake, because it was in the shape of a boot, my family swore that they were experiencing all sorts of paranormal crap. People would hear things, people would see things, and most sort of explicitly, they have the story about me when I was about 6 years old there. And it's not a story that I actually recall anything of myself, but a lot of different people in my family have sort of recounted the story over the years, and the details have sort of always stayed the same. So according to my family, this area, or this cottage, was definitely haunted by Indigenous spirits, or Canadian Indigenous spirits, based on, I don't know, what they saw and what they heard. They just sort of connected the dots. And they said that one day they heard me singing in my bedroom. And they knocked on the door and they saw me on the floor in the dark, and I was singing this song that did not sound familiar at all.
Oh, no.
And in fact sounded possibly to them, if they had to guess, sort of like Indigenous chanting or an Indigenous music. And they sort of approached me carefully and
They were scared of you already.
woke me up because it seemed like I was sort of sleepwalking to some
that's
extent.
so fucked up.
And they said, Josh, what's going on? What are you doing? And I said, I'm singing. I'm singing a song. And they were like, okay, like what song? Like, who taught you that song? And I pointed out the window into the scary dark woods, and I said, they did. And I don't know if I said this exactly, because I'm sure I didn't, but something along the lines of, like, the Indigenous children, they taught me this song.
Oh, my
Yikes.
And everyone was super freaked out because it did not seem like this is something that I was inventing. It seemed very realistic to the best that they could imagine. It was not something that I was taught at school or something that I could have remembered off of TV. It sounded very detailed and very specific, and it really freaked everybody out. And it's not something my family has ever really let go of.
Yeah.
And so that's why I shared it with you today. Okay, I hope that you liked my story, and I like you guys.
Oh, Josh.
That's great.
Thank you, Josh. That was great. That is so spooky.
Modern day kids are just gonna hear like hip hop songs.
Yeah,
Where did you hear
yeah.
that? And it's
So
like,
Why are you rapping?
Why are you like very simple, slow raps? It's like Run DMC shit.
I've heard a lot of stuff like that about like First Nations or Indigenous people or whatever, and having experiences like that. Like my mom recently told me she grew up in Keokuk, Iowa, which apparently was home to a big Native population.
You can tell from the name.
Yeah, right.
Keokuk. Yeah.
And she said she told me recently that she used to have these nightmares all the time, these like crazy dreams where she was so young, growing up in like the 50s, 60s of just like fires and like, chanting and rituals and stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like very vivid, specific dreams as a kid, and that's what she used to be afraid of. She used to be afraid of like the Indians. Or I'm putting quotes around
God.
it. But, yeah, isn't that so weird?
Yeah, it's really,
That's so wild.
it's really weird. Like in his story, because he says he's like, I'm sure I didn't say this, but the indigenous people, like, what did Canadians call Native American? Because we call them Native American,
I think
but
it's
they're
First Nations.
First Nations, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I wonder what is their bad word that they're not supposed to say that they used?
Right,
I don't know.
Maybe it was Indian because of the French Indian War, right?
I see, yeah.
So, like, I think it
probably.
would've been.
Then.
Probably.
Just wasn't sure, but oh God, kids are too scary, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime a kid gets into the equation, it's like, fuck this.
No.
Ugh.
Never gonna happen.
I don't want a ghost kid around.
I do not want a ghost kid around.
I will say that like I do love hearing kids tell me like my niece and nephew will tell me like a scary thing that happened, and I really love listening to like their explanation and be like, well, what do you think it was? Like and just to like quiz them about it. So I think like,
and a lot of times they're not scared, which is not, where it's just like, oh, that little boy in the corner who's like digging in his hand with a knife. He told me this thing. He's like, what?
There's something about
Be
like
scared.
children and animals that's kind of frightening because it's almost like they're so pure they're not making anything up. So
Yes.
like when a dog just like stares at a wall
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a
Right.
little kid says they see something, you're like, I don't think that kid's lying. I think
Yeah.
I think
Why would they?
Yeah. Whereas when an adult tells a story, you're a bit like, oh, you're
Yeah,
embellishing.
all right, dude.
making
You're
it
going through some shit.
Yeah, right.
yeah, like they would. Oh God, what did they say when they would say they would see my grandmother? They said they saw Mama going into the closet a lot.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which it was in like Avery, my niece's room, so it would have been my grandmother's closet where she kept like her like fancy stuff
Sure,
in
yeah.
like the guest room.
Wow.
Oh my God.
She's like, she just Mama lives in the closet. I was like, well, no, she does. Oh, but that makes sense. That's where she kept her wigs.
Oh,
That's where she kept her good wigs.
Ooh.
And her fancy dresses.
Nice. Good
My
wigs,
grandmother
fancy dresses.
wanted to be Dolly Parton so bad.
That's a great
And
desire.
Before she died, she got to meet Dolly Parton, and she just cried and
Oh,
cried.
that's amazing.
She said, "You're so beautiful."
I love
Or she
Dolly
said,
Parton.
"Pretty." You're so pretty. And Dolly Parton said, well, so are you.
Oh,
And they cried.
Dolly Parton is so rad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the
More
best.
people need to want to be like her.
Oh, she's the best.
She's the best.
I saw her live. It was great. She
We
does
did too.
stand up. Like she
Yeah.
does
Oh,
stand up.
it's
She's
a
got
one-woman
jokes.
show.
Yeah.
Well,
it's amazing.
Someone at UCB, David Phillips, used to write for her.
Yes.
right?
Really? Oh,
yeah.
that's so
Yeah.
Do you know
cool.
David Phillips? He writes on
He's
Brooklyn
great.
Nine-Nine.
Okay, cool.
But he was a UCB student. His dad was one of her physicians, like
Okay.
longtime physicians. And like when she found out he was doing comedy, she was like, I think he like wrote some of her show stuff. But
Yeah.
like she gets people to write for her.
Great. Yeah, she has
And
some
it's-
really good jokes.
Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, like I'm having a chest cold, which is like a problem with
She's like, when you have one my size,
Yeah.
it's a big deal.
Great.
Oh, she's so rad.
She's the best. Morgan,
To
this
Dolly.
was so fun.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
was a blast.
thanks
Thanks
so
for having
much.
me. Yeah.
Where should people find you?
I'm at Totally Morgan on pretty much everything. But go to my Instagram. That's where
That's where you're putting the goods.
That's where all
That's where
the
the
good
goods are.
shit
Yeah.
happens.
Totally Morgan.
Yeah.
Totally Morgan. Thanks
Yeah.
so much
Thanks
for
so
coming
much.
on.
Thanks for
This
having
was
me.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants!
That was a HeadGum podcast.